Those of you who support Trump's travel ban because you think it's going to make us safer might want to consider the fact that every single terrorist attack committed in this country over the past decade and a half was carried out by American citizens and legal permanent residents, not immigrants from any of the 7 countries that Trump wants to ban. In other words, Trump's travel ban doesn't do jack shit to prevent terrorism, and it wouldn't have stopped any of the 12 jihadist attacks since 2001. In fact, Trump's ban wouldn't have even stopped 9/11 since the 19 hijackers came from 4 different countries, none of which are included on Trump's blacklist. That's because Trump strategically decided not to ban certain Muslim-majority countries where he personally does business. So let's get this straight. His travel ban wouldn't have done anything to prevent terrorism, and yet it's giving ammunition to anti-American terrorists both at home and around the world? We're not just talking about an ineffective or an immoral measure, we're talking about something that's entirely counterproductive. It's already jeopardizing our national security and giving these anti-American terrorists everything they could have hoped for in order to recruit more killers. Donald Trump is literally the best thing that could have ever happened to ISIS. But as if making our country a more dangerous place weren't bad enough, Trump's travel ban is poised to kill American jobs and stifle the entrepreneurial spirit that made America great to begin with. 47% of all Fortune 500 companies were founded by immigrants or their children, and even though immigrants make up just 13% of the US population, they still manage to represent more than 27% of our entrepreneurs. Statistically, they're twice as likely to start new businesses as American-born citizens, and so it's no surprise that 1/4 of all tech companies founded in the last 10 years have immigrant co-founders to thank for their success. As if that weren't enough reason to thank immigrants for their contributions to America, let's just quickly focus on some of the countries that are included on Trump's ban, starting with Syria. If we had banned immigrants from Syria long ago, Apple's founder Steve Jobs never would have come to this country and never would have created hundreds of thousands of American jobs. After all, Steve Jobs' father was a Syrian immigrant. If we had banned immigrants from Syria, we also never would have grown up with Seinfeld, because Jerry Seinfeld's mother was of Syrian descent and both of his grandparents were born in Aleppo. If we had banned immigrants from Iran, then CNN would need to find a new SVP, Twitter would need a new executive chairman, Google would need a new corporate communication manager, Facebook would need a new vice president, and neither Oracle nor eBay would exist because both of those founders originally came from Iran. Together, Oracle and eBay employ hundreds of thousands of Americans. So the next time you hear an uninformed Trump supporter making unsubstantiated claims about how immigrants are taking our jobs, just remind them how many immigrants, specifically those from Muslim-majority countries, are actually creating jobs in America. Close the door on immigrants, and we not only close the door on everything we say we stand for as a nation, but we also close the door on innovation. So even if you don't give a flying fuck about saving Syrian children from genocide or protecting your own countrymen from the terrorists that Donald Trump himself inspires, I hope at the very least you'll care about the bottom line.